Intestacy is when you die without a will in place. If you don't have a will, and whether or not you own a property or any other assets, the rules of intestacy would apply to your estate, and they are a set of effectively laws that govern what happens to your estate and who it passes to. And there's a list of relatives who would receive in priority. If you don't necessarily want that to happen and you've got specific people in mind that you want your assets to go to, then it's worth getting a will in place. Not necessarily. So if you have purchased a house jointly with somebody, who your share of the house passes to, firstly will depend on how you own the property, so whether that's as tenants in common or joint tenants, which is something the conveyancing team would go through with you when you're purchasing. And it would also determine whether or not you are married to the person you've just purchased with or in a civil partnership, because that can have an impact on the intestacy rules and who it would pass to as well. So to overcome all of those various factors that may impact on the intestacy rules, if you know who you want it to go to, it's best to get a will in place. At any key stage of your life, really, is a good time to make a will. So whether that's acquiring significant assets, or if you've just entered into a new relationship, or you're getting married, or you're entering into civil partnership, they can be key times. Also other life events that you may not want to think about, so if you've just come into an amount of inheritance that you need to deal with, or if you're going through a divorce or relationship breakdown, or you're disposing of some of your assets, it's worth reviewing your will to see what it says, whether or not it's current with the current law, and also whether or not your will accounts for the assets that you do hold. You should review your will regularly, and what that looks like to you may be different, but you should certainly review it upon any major life events and every few years.